Hello, I'm Dr. Octavia Cox and welcome to my channel where I do all things classic literature. Recently I took part in a podcast for The Conversation called Jane Austen's Paper Trail, in which we were discussing Pride and Prejudice and romance, and I thought you might like this little behind the scenes sneaky peek at one of our discussions when we were talking about the ironizing and way in which Jane Austen plays with conduct book literature. So I hope you enjoy.
So what kind of anxiety was there at the time around sort of bad actors in these conduct books, caddish type figures?
I think generally the focus is on female submissiveness. And so given that we're talking about Pride and Prejudice, we might as well bring in James Fordyce's Sermons to Young Women, which is explicitly referenced in the book. It's what Mr. Collins chooses to read to the Bennet women.
That's their ridiculous cousin, Mr. Collins, who comes in, set
who
to
is
inherit Longbourn and has a view to marrying one of the daughters.
Yes, and he is a clergyman also, and James Fordyce was a clergyman, and he wrote these sermons to young women. So just to give you a sense from the contents, so these are some of the sermons on female reserve, on modesty of apparel, on female virtue, and there are 5 of those, on female piety, 2 of those, on female devotion, and on female meekness. So
wow, what a cocktail.
What a cocktail indeed. And that kind of patriarchal, sententious moralising we see explicitly satirised in Mr. Collins, of course, who is a kind of walking version of James Fordyce. And the way that he talks about how he imagines Lizzie is going to be when they're married. So he says, you know, your wit and vivacity will be best shown by being silent. It's quite sort of funny. And yeah, I mean, we remember that Mr. Collins basically says about Lydia, who's the sister who elopes, that the death, when he writes to Mr. Bennet, the death of Lydia would have been a blessing in comparison to this, which is her having run away and become a fallen woman. And in Pride and Prejudice, we can definitely see that Austen is playing on various constructions of the ideal woman according to Fordyce. So Mary Bennet, she extracts her ideas, a similar kind of sententious moralising about Lydia, for example. In Charlotte, Lizzie's best friend who marries Mr. Collins, is the sort of sensible prudence. But she's worldly and she's got real problems that she actually has to deal with. She doesn't have time to be a kind of perfect, meek woman. She has to have schemes, and the word is schemes in the novel, to achieve what she wants to achieve. And the novel allows both Charlotte and Lydia to have made their choice and to live with their choice. It doesn't punish them in the way that Adam was describing about being sent off to a nunnery or being killed or whatever. They just marry who they wanted to marry and they live their lives in a kind of reasonable, we imagine, contentment. But you could argue that Jane Bennet, so the eldest sister, the beautiful, practically perfect in every way sister, is also a sort of ironization of the ideal woman, and is asking the reader, really, is that what you want? Is that what you want women to be? Sort of so meek that the person she's in love with doesn't even know that she's in love with him.
Thank you as always for watching and supporting my channel. I really, really do appreciate it. And if you would like to listen to the whole podcast, then do click on the link in the description box below. And what do you think? Does knowing a bit more about Fordyce's sermons help you understand a bit better the jokes that Austen is making about Mr. Collins and about the expectations on women's behaviour in the novel?